Hello, my name is Lynn Adams, and I want to talk to you today about inclusion. What is inclusion? Well, inclusion is a word that we use in special education to talk about how students attend school and participate in public school. This training is part of our special education information series for parents of students with disabilities, sponsored by NAPSIA, the National Association for Professional Special Education Advocates. And if you like this training and you're interested in this information, please join us at NAPSIA. We work with families and advocates to try to help the process of special education. So what is inclusion? Well, inclusion is when kids with disabilities are included with all other kids. It used to be called mainstreaming, when students were mainstreamed. Sometimes it's called integration. But what it means is that these kids are not separate or segregated. There's different types of inclusion. There's full inclusion, meaning that students are included in general education classrooms with typically developing students throughout their school day. They attend schools where all students attend, and they are educated in the same classrooms. They participate in all parts of the school day with everyone. That includes lunch and recess and special areas such as art and music and health and phys ed. Now this may be with or without support. So they may have additional staff or additional supports in place for the student to participate in the general education setting. Another type of inclusion is called partial inclusion, and what that means is that the student participates with everyone in the school for part or some of the day, and for part or some of the day they attend small group, or they have individual instruction, or they get pulled out for therapies in a separate setting. So what this means is that they may participate with typical students for, 2/3 or 3/4 of the day, and a third or a quarter of the day be out of that setting and in a separate setting. Then there's a setting called substantially separate. What this means is that the student is not included in regular and general education. The student is in a separate setting for the whole day. A separate classroom with small numbers of students, not participating in any of the activities with all of the student population, such as lunch, gym, and recess, and special areas like art, music, and health. So the student is what we call in a substantially separate program or setting. Now, placement in these settings is based on the student's success. It's based on the student's ability and their progress. Where they can make effective progress should always be in the least restricted environment. And if the student is separated and put into some of these more restrictive environments, the goal should always be to move towards a least restrictive environment, and that's supported with the law. The team is who determines placement. Now, parents should be involved in this decision. Schools must include parents in participating in this whole process of evaluations, team meetings, and information gathering. Parents are a vital part of the process in determining placement. I highly recommend that students at a certain age are also included. The law supports that students be included at age 16. However, I strongly support that students be involved as young as they are able to be involved. Some states is 14 years old. So as part of their participation, parents should have the opportunity to view and observe all possible placement options. Students should not be excluded or discriminated against and should have the opportunity to participate as fully as possible where they can make effective progress and be successful. There's laws that support this. Many laws protect students with disabilities. IDEA, which is the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, No Child Left Behind, NCLB, Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act, the Americans with Disabilities Act, several civil rights laws, and anti-discrimination laws, as well as state regulations. Each state has regulations around special education. I recommend that you learn everything that you can and gather as much information as you can. Join organizations such as the National Association for Professional Special Education Advocates and Parents. We provide you with information and training to help you learn everything you can so that your student can be successful. We wish you a lot of good luck, and I hope to see you there.